Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 2 in the morning, staring at the softly glowing numbers on the bedside clock, and wondering why the woman who once laughed at every silly story now greets you with tired sighs instead of sparkling eyes? If that question stirs something inside you, stay right here, because today we are walking through the hidden spaces where resentment can quietly grow between husbands and wives over 60, and we are lighting a gentle, hopeful path back toward warmth, respect, and shared joy. Because a little understanding, shared now, can change everything tomorrow morning. In the next few minutes, we will explore 7 hidden reasons wives begin to resent their husbands after 60, and, more importantly, the quick, compassionate fixes that can bring relief before resentment hardens into distance. Each reason comes with real-life examples and friendly, doable steps you could start today, even if your knees ache and the grandkids are visiting in an hour. Think of this as a relaxed conversation on the porch with someone who cares, offering tools, stories, and encouragement designed especially for seasoned couples like you. So pour tea, settle in, and let's rekindle connection together today. Reason 1: tiny, unspoken disappointments. Over decades of marriage, small moments add up like grains of sand inside an hourglass. When a promise to replace a flickering hallway bulb slips by again, or breakfast dishes sit untouched in the sink, wives may interpret these oversights as proof they are no longer seen. Though each lapse seems minor, the ongoing message feels loud. Her time and comfort matter less. For partners who survived tougher storms, these little letdowns can strangely cut the deepest because they whisper neglect rather than shout disagreement. Unchecked, the pile soon converts affection into silent annoyance. Take Elaine, 68, who once cherished Saturday mornings when her husband, Mark, brewed coffee first and they swapped jokes over toast. Lately, the routine changed. Mark scrolls sports scores while Elaine wrestles with heavy grocery bags alone. He does not notice the effort, but she notices his silence. The resentment does not explode, it seeps. Elaine told a friend, "If he cannot see me lifting 3 bags, what else is invisible?" Those simple mornings, once symbols of partnership, now play like reruns of disregard, and every uncarried bag becomes another reason to withdraw. That weight on her arms echoes inside. Fast fix. Commit to one visible, loving microaction each day. Choose a task she normally shoulders alone. Maybe folding linens, sorting pills, or watering patio geraniums, and do it before she asks. Then, mention it gently. "I handled the plants for us." That line signals attentiveness, not self-praise. Next, schedule a weekly 20-minute gentle check-in where you both share one thing done for the other and one wish for the coming week. Keep voices low, phones off, and tea warm. Over time, these predictable moments rebuild trust that feelings matter right alongside chores. Consistent tiny deeds soon feel like giant heartfelt declarations. When daily courtesies return, many wives soften almost overnight because respect proves itself through repeated motion, not marathon speeches. With fresh goodwill underfoot, let's open the door to our second hidden reason and discover another way resentment sneaks in. Think of each courteous act as a single stepping stone across troubled water. One stone is helpful, yet 7 or 8 in a row create a safe passage back to laughter. Keep walking, because beyond the creek lies richer marital soil waiting to be tilled. Ready? Take a breath, give her a smile, and step with me toward the next insight together. Reason 2: feeling taken for granted. Many wives over 60 devoted decades to nurturing families, careers, or both, yet now find gratitude curiously absent. When thank yous fade, appreciation shrivels, and resentment grows like ivy across old brick. While husbands may quietly admire their partner's steadiness, silent admiration does not feed a tired soul. A warm, spoken, "I appreciate you for," can sweep dust from the heart faster than fancy gifts. Unfortunately, longtime couples sometimes forget that words of thanks must be renewed again. When Dennis retired, he thought bringing in a newspaper each dawn was enough proof of love. His wife, Nora, 69, kept cooking balanced meals despite arthritis in her hands. One evening she softly muttered, "Some days I feel like the furniture, useful but unnoticed." Dennis froze, shocked that she doubted his admiration. He always bragged about her to friends, yet rarely to her. That gap between public praise and private silence created a hollow space where bitterness bred, reminding us that appreciation imagined but unspoken feeds resentment instead of relief. Dennis realized admiration must travel the distance from mind to mouth. Fast fix: start a 3-a-day gratitude habit. Each evening before news or shows, speak 3 specific things you appreciated about her that day. No generalities. For example, "I love how you added cinnamon to the oatmeal. It smelled like our honeymoon cabin." Write them in a small notebook she can reread during lonely afternoons. Swap roles on alternate nights so gratitude flows both ways. Research shows authentic appreciation lowers blood pressure and increases marital satisfaction in seniors. The practice takes less than 5 minutes, yet nourishes emotional muscles long after dessert plates are washed. Small praise today plants towering respect tomorrow. Gratitude, spoken regularly, turns ordinary minutes into moments of shared delight, trimming resentment before it sprouts. When appreciation becomes routine, couples feel lighter, kinder, and more willing to listen. With that renewed goodwill, we can safely explore the next hidden challenge, which appears when long-held dreams no longer match. Picture 2 trains that once ran parallel, slowly drifting on as separate tracks. Neither engineer notices until miles have passed and the scenery looks unfamiliar. That quiet distance breeds unease and eventually blame. The good news is tracks can be realigned with honest conversation and curiosity. Let's switch tracks together, starting now. Reason 3. Diverging retirement dreams. Retirement promised freedom, yet many couples discover they pictured freedom differently. One partner imagines RV adventures across national parks, while the other longs for quiet mornings tending roses. When vision mismatches, each suggestion feels like selfishness, and resentment replaces excitement. These differences are not evidence of love lost. They simply reveal unspoken hopes. Unfortunately, after years of routine, some spouses fear raising new dreams, worried they will appear ungrateful. The silence becomes a cage, and the trip you never planned together becomes the argument you never stop having. But mapping dreams resurrects shared purpose. Consider Marion and Jorge, both 71. Marion spent 30 years saving for art classes in Santa Fe, imagining turquoise skies and plein-air painting. Jorge, a former mechanic, pictured fishing every dawn on their local lake. Each assumed the other knew. After months of vague disagreements about what's next, Marion finally confessed her hidden dream. Jorge felt blindsided, but admitted he had his own. They realized resentment had blossomed not from impossible demands, but from unanswered questions. Once they drew a shared dream map on scrap paper, compromise replaced conflict and excitement returned. New adventures sprouted where silence once firmly stood. Fast fix: schedule a dream exchange afternoon. Each spouse lists 5 experiences they still crave, small or grand, without commentary. Then trade lists and underline one item you can support this year. Maybe it's a watercolor weekend workshop or upgrading that fishing kayak. Negotiate dates, budgets, and roles together, framing decisions as teammates, not opponents. Research suggests seniors who pursue new learning or travel together report higher life satisfaction and cognitive resilience. You are never too old to chase a fresh sunrise. You simply need a map, a plan, and one another. Shared goals pull hearts closer, just like clasped hand walking. With new dreams charted together, many couples feel the wind shift, carrying possibility instead of tension. Shared vision reduces blame and invites laughter back into daily routines. Yet another hidden seed of resentment can sprout when physical health enters the conversation and one partner shoulders more caregiving than expected. Care grows from love, but extended imbalance can exhaust even sturdy hearts, leaving the caregiver lonely and the receiver guilty. Understanding this dynamic early helps both spouses protect gentleness. So, draw a calming breath, refill your water, and follow me into our fourth reason, where compassion and boundaries intertwine with grace. Reason 4, caregiving imbalance. When illness or limited mobility affects one spouse, the other often steps in willingly. Yet if roles stay unbalanced without discussion, frustration sneaks into the caregiver's voice, and the cared-for partner senses it. Resentment then circles both hearts like a stubborn cough. Wives who become primary caregivers may feel their identity shrink to nurse, chauffeur, and pharmacy liaison, losing the playful parts of marriage. Meanwhile, husbands needing assistance may feel embarrassed, compounding tension. Recognizing the emotional weight on both sides is crucial before resentment cements. And 65, cared for her husband, Paul, following his knee replacement. Weeks stretched into months. Physical therapy appointments replaced date nights. One afternoon, while helping him tie sneakers and snapped, "I'm not your servant." Shocked by her tone, she realized exhaustion had spoken. Paul felt ashamed, believing he was a burden. Later, they talked openly and hired a neighbor teen to handle errands twice a week. That small external support restored balance, and could again be wife first, caregiver second, easing resentment for them both. Even 2 freed afternoons allowed laughter to creep back around their kitchen table. Fast fix, build a support circle. List every practical task, driving to appointments, cooking, managing paperwork, then assign help. This may include adult children, church volunteers, or paid aides. Even modest assistance, such as grocery delivery, can relieve tension. Agree on a weekly respite window for the caregiver to pursue personal joy, coffee with friends, a swim, or reading in peace. Equally important, the spouse receiving care should choose ways to contribute, sorting mail, folding laundry, offering heartfelt appreciation. Participation restores dignity, protecting both partners from the trap of permanent imbalance. Balanced roles nurture love's roots, allowing affection to bloom through hardship together. When caregiving balance returns, couples often notice lighter conversations and quicker smiles. Resentment evaporates like morning fog, making way for deeper connection. Yet another stealthy culprit can chill marital warmth: financial anxiety. Money matters touch freedom, security, and identity, so misunderstandings over budgets or investment decisions can feel personal. For many wives who once managed household accounts, sudden exclusion from discussions can sting, while husbands may misinterpret concern as mistrust. Before numbers cause new resentment, we need strategies to share control and calm fears. Breathe easy. Together we will unravel our 5th reason and restore financial harmony. Reason 5, financial control anxiety. In later life, income streams may shift from paychecks to pensions, savings, or Social Security. If one spouse dominates conversations about spending, the other can feel powerless, especially when market headlines stoke fear. Wives sometimes resent husbands who track every receipt like a hawk, or conversely, those who ignore balances entirely. Control and avoidance are 2 sides of anxiety. Unless money talk becomes teamwork, financial decisions can morph into hidden battlegrounds, with every grocery choice symbolizing respect or disrespect. Healthy couples treat dollars as tools, not scorecards, and invite transparency over surprise. Louise and Harold, married 45 years, share a joint account. After market dips, Harold began checking balances 4 times daily, muttering about downturns. Louise felt he no longer trusted her target runs. One afternoon, she asked if her $40 craft supplies were a problem. Harold snapped, "Every dollar counts." Later that night, Harold confessed he feared outliving savings like his father did. Hearing this, Louise proposed monthly money huddles to review goals together. Once she understood the fear beneath the vigilance, Resentment faded and teamwork grew. Shared spreadsheets soon replaced suspicion, and their hobby budgets felt guilt-free again. Fast fix: conduct a quarterly household finance summit. Prepare tea, print statements, and sit side by side, not face to face, to emphasize partnership. Use 3 colored highlighters: green for essentials, blue for joys, orange for future needs. Together, mark each expense, then celebrate items fully serving your shared values. Agree on a worry threshold. When a portfolio drops beyond that point, you both discuss adjustments calmly instead of reacting alone. Post a simple budget summary on the fridge for transparency. Regular, respectful reviews replace secrecy with solidarity. Financial clarity sparks trust, turning balance sheets into blueprints for shared adventures. With finances transparent and fear tamed, couples often feel lighter, eager to spend time together rather than argue over pennies. But harmony requires more than numbers. It also needs friendship and community. When children move, coworkers disperse, or mobility limits outings, social circles can shrink quickly, leaving spouses relying solely on each other for every conversation. That constant proximity, without outside nourishment, sometimes breeds resentment instead of closeness. Let's wander gently into our 6th reason, where isolation quietly erodes patience, and explore simple ways to rebuild supportive networks that refresh both partners. Reason 6: social isolation. Strong marriages grow stronger when nourished by friendships, hobbies, and community purpose. Without them, partners may silently blame each other for boredom or restlessness. Wives who once cherished book clubs or church committees can feel trapped if health or family demands curtail those outlets, and resentment may aim at the person nearest. Husband. Likewise, husbands denied bowling nights volunteer shifts can stew silently. Recognizing the need for outside connection protects the inside bond. Community acts as a pressure valve, releasing tension and adding fresh stories to share across the breakfast table each morning. Wilma and Carl relocated to be near grandchildren, leaving lifelong friends behind. After 6 months, Wilma noticed Carl grew irritable. She spent evenings knitting alone. She accused him of never wanting to talk. He replied she always seemed sad. Both missed friendships, but blamed each other. Joining a local seniors walking club transformed evenings. Fresh faces sparked new conversations, and they returned home excited to chat. Resentment leaked away like air from a balloon, replaced by stories about birds spotted on the trail. Even the grandchildren noticed happier grandparents, proving community benefits ripple across generations. Fast fix: schedule social oxygen. Each spouse chooses one weekly group activity, book club, gardening class, choir, pickleball, that nurtures friendship. Put both choices on the calendar with the same priority as medical appointments. Encourage separate activities as well as one shared outing monthly. Diversity of interaction reduces pressure on any single conversation at home. If mobility is limited, explore virtual meetups or phone circles. Connection counts even through screens. Celebrate new stories at dinner, asking, "What delighted you today?" Genuine curiosity replaces suspicion, expanding emotional space for love. Fresh dialogue feels like opening windows, letting sunlight and humor dance inside freely. Friendships restore the colors of life, turning dull routines into paintings of shared adventure. Yet even the brightest social calendar cannot replace tender closeness inside the bedroom and the heart. Many couples over 60 find that aches, medications, or long-standing misunderstandings gradually dim intimacy. When touch becomes rare and conversations skim only logistics, wives may feel unwanted and husbands may feel rejected, each nursing hurt in silence. Let's step carefully into our 7th reason, where we will explore gentle ways to reignite affection and emotional connection, no matter the calendar age. Prepare to rediscover warmth that wrinkles can never steal away. Reason 7: Intimacy fade. The tender language of touch and closeness can gradually quiet when bodies change and routines harden. Medications, joint pain, or menopause may alter desire, while emotional bruises can make initiating affection feel vulnerable. Days drift into weeks, and the marriage bed becomes neutral ground where pillows separate islands of lonely sleep. Wives may interpret the absence of hand-holding as fading love. Husbands may fear rejection, retreating further. The silence itself then breeds resentment on both sides. Recognizing intimacy as a living dialogue invites hopeful adaptation. Change, approached together, can transform tonight into a honeymoon chapter. Edna and Russell, married 42 years, noticed hugs turned quick and formal. Edna privately missed slow dances in the kitchen, but arthritis made her self-conscious. Russell feared initiating might cause pain. A counselor suggested starting with 5-second hugs daily, fully clothed, to rebuild comfort. Slowly, Edna guided Russell's hands to safer spots. Laughter returned, and eventually they discovered new positions that respected joint limitations. Intimacy didn't replicate their 20s. It evolved into tender moments meaningful for their 70s. They celebrated with scented candles and soft music, proving romance survives when creativity and communication stand hand in hand through every decade. Fast fix, schedule intimacy check-ins. Begin holding hands for 1 minute nightly while sharing one non-sexual appreciation. Use a 1 to 10 comfort scale to discuss physical touch openly. Consult a doctor about medication side effects or lubrication needs. Health professionals are accustomed to these questions. Explore non-intercourse intimacy, such as massage, shared showers, or reading poetry aloud. Set realistic expectations. Aim for connection, not performance. Laughter, eye contact, and gentle curiosity revive desire. Consider scheduling intimate time during mid-morning when energy peaks and lighting soft lamps to ease self-image concerns. Small environmental tweaks often remove bigger emotional barriers, welcoming closeness back. When intimacy evolves into an ongoing, flexible conversation instead of a silent mystery, spouses often rediscover teen-like anticipation. Walls built from assumptions crumble under the light of honest curiosity. With this 7th hidden reason addressed, we have gathered a complete toolkit capable of transforming resentment into renewal, daily courtesies, spoken gratitude, shared dreams, balanced caregiving, transparent finances, refreshing friendships, and adaptive intimacy. Together, they form a circle of care, protecting your marriage from future storms and nourishing it with fresh breezes of understanding. Take them seriously, practice patiently, and watch love mature into the graceful masterpiece it deserves for you. Let's pause, breathe, and appreciate how far you have journeyed during these few minutes together. You bravely opened doors to conversations about chores, gratitude, dreams, health, money, community, and intimacy, topics many couples tiptoe around for years. Remember, resentment thrives in darkness, yet shrinks the moment truth meets compassion. Every fix we discussed is simple enough to start today, but powerful enough to change decades. Progress may feel slow, like gardening, but seeds planted now promise blossoms next season if watered consistently with patience and humor. Trust the process, celebrate small wins, and allow grace to guide your shared growth forward. Change feels overwhelming when tackled all at once, so choose just one fix and honor it today. Maybe you'll write 3 gratitude notes before sunset, schedule that dream exchange picnic, or order grocery delivery to ease caregiving strain. Tell your spouse your plan with a warm smile. Partnership starts with invitation. Mark the calendar, set a reminder, and treat the step like an appointment no storm will cancel. Each completed action will reinforce hope, proving to both hearts that growth is possible, desirable, and absolutely within reach at any age. Let today's decision become tomorrow's cherished memory between you both. Thank you Dear friends across the United States and around the world, for spending time nurturing your marriage with me. If you found comfort or inspiration in these stories and strategies, please tap the thumbs up, share this video with someone who might need a gentle nudge of hope, and subscribe for more senior focus guidance each week. Your engagement helps this small channel reach other couples searching for light. Drop a comment about which fix you'll try first. I read every note with gratitude. Until next time, keep choosing kindness. Your love story deserves it. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and stay connected.